and welcome back to another week of the Sports Shift. I'm Ria Troilo, joined here by the lovely Brylin Adams. And boy, what a busy week in the sports world that we're coming off of and about to go into another even busier week. We got the Olympics. All-Star break was last weekend.
Yep.
Coming up this week, the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl. Brylin, show us what you got.
Well, what a weekend for the lovely ladies who stepped up and led the women's gymnastics team to a silver medal this past summer. Jade Carey, Sunisa Lee, Jordan Childs, and Grace McCallum all scored their first NCAA 10s this past weekend. So congratulations to those girls. They just keep stepping it up. They're showing why they were at the Olympic stage.
Exactly. Killing it. And, you know, the U.S. needs to pick up on that in the Winter Olympics this year, grab us some gold medals this year.
Absolutely.
Well, Nathan Chen shattered the world record during his short program at the Beijing Olympics, scoring at 113.97 points yesterday. The 22-year-old was able to average his poor performance from 4 years ago. So rebounding, avenging that momentum, and coming back to get the silver. So.
And that's just the best feeling, I feel like. I mean, obviously it was probably a challenge for him 4 years ago, but, you know, he had something to work for even more.
Exactly.
Coming back.
Keep building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Ria said, the biggest game of the year this weekend on Sunday, the Bengals have officially touched down in LA Tuesday afternoon to prepare for Super Bowl 56. The biggest game, like I said, will be hosted at SoFi Stadium, which is just freshly opened in September of 2020 and is home to the LA Chargers and Rams. Kickoff is slated for 6:30, and rising country star Mickey Guyton will be taking the stage for the national anthem. So there's a lot of bets going on, over or under a minute 40. What are you thinking, Ria?
I'm thinking maybe he'll go under.
I know. I think so, too. And I was reading that apparently a majority of the country singers who did the national anthem at the Super Bowl, I'm doing my data research here, but all of the country singers have been under a minute 40.
Really?
So I don't know what it is with them, but
yeah,
it will be a fun halftime for sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
Another different kind of side of things in the music world, but Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, you know. Kendrick Lamar.
It'll exciting. We love that contrast.
Yeah.
We love that. Give a taste for everyone.
Absolutely. But Ria, tell us what's going on with the Phillies.
Well, we're still in a lockout, but lockout or no lockout, the AAA Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs are set to play a 150-game regular season schedule in 2022. It was announced Thursday that 6 games were added to the AAA schedule for an even 150. The Iron Pigs season opener is set for Tuesday, April 5th at home against Columbus, just 5 days after the Phillies, as of right now, are scheduled to open their season in Houston. The minor league club operations and players who are not on teams of 40-man rosters will be unaffected by the ongoing lockout, which has lasted more than 2 months. The report dates for teams' pitchers and catchers come in just 2 weeks' time, making it increasingly likely that the Major League spring training will be delayed. There has been talk that it could take teams 3 weeks between an agreement that the opening of camps, after which 4 weeks of spring training would be necessary. In 2020, following a delayed pandemic-related agreement between teams and players, the regular season began 23 days after camps opened. And if it were to take a full 7 weeks between the adoption of a new collective bargaining agreement and the first game of the regular season, an agreement would have to come soon. Next Thursday would be 7 weeks out from March 31st. So we're hoping something rolls around. They lock something in very soon because we want baseball on time.
Absolutely. But, you know, like you said, I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to get delayed. That just makes me sad.
Yeah.
Like,
unless they come up with something. I mean, they had 2 months already, and they did not make any progress. So, hopefully, maybe by some miracle this week. If not, then it is going to be delayed.
Unfortunately. But as of Friday, All-Pro and future Hall of Fame center Jason Kelce is contemplating retirement. He brought up how all games will end in a loss, unless you win the Super Bowl, of course. He discussed how emotional of a year it's been for the Eagles and wants to take a step back and let those emotions fade from the season. Kelce said stated, I want to, referring to retiring, but I have to make sure it is the smart thing to do and that I can still do that and be a good teammate, a good leader, and a good player. As long as I can do all three of those, I'm definitely coming back. Head coach Nick Sirianni convinced the 34-year-old to stay for another season after coming off yet another dominant season for the Eagles, anchoring one of the NFL's top offensive lines and rushing attacks, reaching his 5th Pro Bowl, and being named on his 4th All-Pro first team. Congratulations to Jason Kelce. I mean, hopefully he just continues to step up and bring it for the Eagles.
Yeah, he's been such a notorious player in the most recent years, and his energy is just huge in that locker room. I know he will truly be missed if he does choose to retire, but whatever decision he makes, we'll honor that.
We'll support him.
But talking about another star in Philadelphia, Captain Claude Giroux made his 7th appearance representing the Flyers at the NHL All-Star Game this weekend. And if this may be his final All-Star appearance in a Flyers jersey, he certainly did go out with a bang. The Flyers captain won the 2022 NHL All-Star Game MVP as he led the Metropolitan Division to the championship crown in a 5-3 win Saturday over the Central Division. At T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Giroux put up 2 goals in the title matchup after recording 2 points, 1 goal, 1 assist during the Metropolitan Division's 6-4 victory over the Pacific Division. With Alex Ovechkin out because of COVID protocols, Giroux stepped up and was captain of the Metropolitan Division squad. He ended up becoming the 3rd ever Flyer to win an All-Star Game MVP, joining Reggie Leach and Wayne Simmons. On some other promotional news in the Flyers operations, that on Thursday they officially promoted Alan McCauley to Director of Player Personnel and Tom Minton to Director of Hockey Operations. Former All-Star fan favorite Danny Briere was also promoted to be named the Special Assistant to General Manager Chuck Fletcher. Briere was known for being clutch in big moments as a player. As a 5'9", 174-pound forward, Briere put up 116 points in 124 career NHL postseason games. Boy, did he find his stride postseason, man.
Of course. I mean, you got to. It's
right,
playoffs.
Exactly. With 37 goals and 35 assists in 68 playoff games for the Orange and Black, Briere has more postseason points in a Flyers jersey than Tim Kerr, Reggie Leach, Eric Lindros, Rod Brindamore, Eric Desjardins, and Dave Poulin, all Flyers Hall of Famers. So he is definitely has been a resource to the Flyers coaching staff. And despite being knowledgeable, Briere, from many accounts, he likes to listen and learn.
Right. And he is a huge fan favorite, so I'm sure Flyers fan base is loving that decision. And I'm excited to see where the Flyers go from here.
Oh, yes. He will definitely be a much-needed asset. And, you know, he's got 25 years of hockey knowledge. He played 17 seasons. He went back after his career to further his education in finance.
That's amazing. I love when players do that.
Yes. So it just shows his determination and his competitiveness. But as for our current 7th-seeded Flyers in the Metro, we came into the break with a 2-game win streak. They look to multiply those wins tonight as the Red Wings stop in town for a 7 o'clock puck drop at the Wells Fargo Center. So we need a win. We need to get a streak going.
Yep.
Hopefully they recharge and we can get something going here.
Right. And unlike the Flyers, I mean, we said this before. The Flyers and Sixers are starting to kind of flip-flop, and this isn't good. This isn't good. The Sixers need to cut that out because they unfortunately could not hold a double-digit advantage at all on Tuesday night against the reigning Western Conference champions, as well as a formidable contender for this year's championship, the Phoenix Suns. In their final game before Thursday afternoon's trade deadline, the team dropped to 32-22 with a 114-109 loss to the Suns at the Wells Fargo Center. Joel Embiid, our beloved Joel, scored 34 points and pulled down 12 rebounds. Tobias Harris had 30 points as well, but Devin Booker scored 35 points for the Phoenix Sun on 11 for 23 shooting. There's no shame in losing to that kind of team, but it's nevertheless a very frustrating final pregame deadline, especially because the Sixers could not couldn't capitalize on 2 late Phoenix Suns turnovers. Embiid threw an outlet pass to Curry that landed out of bounds with 21.9 seconds left. With the trade deadline coming up Thursday afternoon, Daryl Morey has some big decisions to make in regards to the Simmons situation and some big roster questions. The Sixers will play Friday night at home against Oklahoma City at 7. But, Ria, we know that there's no question about Joel Embiid.
Yes,
He's
definitely no question for him. Other players, there has been rumors swirling around Seth Curry and Simmons in a trade with the Nets. Just so many rumors swirling around. I'm sure you've seen many of them.
Yeah.
Will Simmons finally make his way out of Philly by the trade
so.
deadline? Will he not? Will he be back in a Sixers jersey? Will he redeem himself? I don't know. Well, the world may never know, but
I would not want to be Ben Simmons if he returned in a Philly jersey. I would not want to be him at all.
Yeah, who knows if he'll ever sport the blue and red colors again. But here, our Neumann athletes are sporting blue and gold, and they're sporting it proud. It was an exciting weekend for the men's hockey team Friday night as they took on the Stevenson Mustangs. And after coming back from a 2-0 deficit, the Knights were neck and neck with the Mustangs and worked hard to force overtime. Unfortunately, the blue and gold couldn't finish it off and took a single point to end the night. 0-1 heading into senior night on Saturday evening, playing Chatham University, the Knights rallied and forced another overtime. But this time, they were able to come out on top. With Luke Croucher scoring about 2.5 minutes into overtime, the Knights were able to celebrate their senior night accordingly. So all props to them.
Yeah. And what a great way to celebrate senior night. And not only you won, but it's also helping you out in your playoff rankings as well. So.
And that's not the first time they dug themselves out of a hole and came out on top, so keep doing what you're doing.
The women's basketball team welcomed Centenary into conference play once again, beating them 69-44. The first half was not ideal for each team. There were so many turnovers and fouls, but the Knights stepped it up in the second half and led the Cyclones by about 20 points majority of the second half. Go support the ladies tonight as they go head-to-head with the Marywood Pacers in the Miranda Center at 6 p.m. and boys tip-off is at 8 p.m. So stick around and watch the boys game. But the men's basketball team took on the Cyclones as well on Saturday. The Knights went into halftime doubling the score of the visiting team and came out even stronger, beating them. But they made up their game against Immaculata on Monday night and hung on tight for a 62-59 win. KJ Speller, who you can hear about later, who we interviewed later on in the show, and Jalen Vaughns each had a double-double. The Mighty Macs built a 10-point lead only 6 minutes into the game and held the lead throughout the first half. The Knights slowly but surely started to chip their way back. Ryan Starr hit a three-pointer with about 14 minutes left on the clock to finally give Neumann their first lead of the game. IMAC hit a three-pointer to take the lead 60-59 with 2 minutes left, but Starr answered back with 2 made free throws to add a win for the Knights record. Like I said earlier, they take on Marywood tonight after the women's game, 8 p.m. tip-off. It's senior night for the men and women, for the cheerleaders, for the dance team. You just got to be there. It's going to be a big celebratory night.
And we celebrated that here on Sports Shift with a very spectacular interview with KJ Speller coming up later on in the episode, so you don't want to miss that. And the men's volleyball team is on a winning streak after sweeping Rosemont College in 3 sets in both games last week. They travel to Immaculata University tonight in hopes to keep that streak alive. If you want, tune in, check out the live stream on the Neumann Athletics website or the app. And the women's hockey ice team will host Chatham University Friday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 2 p.m. at Iceworks on Ring 4. They only have 4 games left before playoffs, so show up, show out, and give them your support in the end of their season.
And along with all these incredible games, we have the Olympics, the Super Bowl. This weekend, there will never be a dull moment. So make sure you support our Knights. Have fun this weekend watching sports. It'll be a great time. But stay tuned for our interview with superstar from the men's basketball team, KJ Speller.
And we're back with our newest interview of the week, KJ Speller. He is the power forward for the men's basketball team here at Neumann University, and also a grad student. So welcome, KJ.
Thank you for having me. My fault.
We're happy to have you here at Neumann. A new great addition to the basketball team. KJ's been killing it. So what brought you to Neumann? What solidified your choice to be here at Neumann University and further your basketball career?
I first took my visit. When I first put my name in the transfer report, there was the first school to text me, call me, ask about me, think about, like, just put my name in there. And then when I came for a visit, I just loved the campus. Like, I'm from South Jersey, Glassboro. I'm like 30 minutes away. It's close to home. So when I came up for the visit, it was just like, wow, this is nice. And then when I went in the gym and I talked to Rulo and everything, and he just made it like a big family here. And I'm like, yeah, this is something I want to be a part of. So right then and there, I committed.
Yeah, that's definitely something that sold it for me, and I know you too. The small, tight-knit community.
Yeah.
Neumann has that effect on people.
Yes, definitely.
So how long have you been playing basketball, and did you grow up an athlete? Like, did you play other sports?
I've been playing basketball since I was 5.
Aw.
I'm the youngest of 7.
Oh, wow.
So everybody plays sports. So I just watched everybody play, jumping around from place to place, watching my brother play AAU, watching my sister dance, then watching my brother play volleyball, watching my sister play volleyball. So it's big. I play a lot of sports. I play volleyball, baseball, football. I played football in high school, but I just turned more to basketball because I loved it more.
Super athletic family.
Yeah.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, that's amazing. That really
Way to
is.
stay active.
So the basketball team here at Neumann University has been doing successfully well. What has been the dynamic of the team and the key to that success this season?
Basically, all for one. We're all on the same page every given night, and that's kind of the biggest thing for us. A lot of us are transfers. A lot of us are new, so we're trying to like build into a new culture. But once we figured out what the culture was, once we figured out what we needed to do, we come together, and it's looking beautiful.
Yeah, it does. It's looking really good out on the court. And you said you were, like, a lot of you guys were transfers. How was it, like, kind of like team bonding wise? Like, did you guys feel like you had to do more of it because you didn't play together for 4 years, or?
Yeah, we had to learn a lot about each other personally, and like off the court stuff to figure out what we can do best on the court.
Right.
So it was a lot of team bondings, a lot of just hanging out, a lot of just talking, a lot of working out together. But once we all figured out our one goal is to bring Neumann a championship, we all came on the same page.
Yeah, and obviously it's working.
Yeah.
That chemistry is crucial to the success of a team. But what has been your most favorite part so far of being at Neumann, being on the basketball team? Like, overall, if you could think of any moment that got you well acquainted here.
I'll just say the crowd.
Yeah.
My school, we didn't have, basketball wasn't like our main thing, so we didn't have like a huge crowd. But like going out, we had a blackout night. Last game when we played Immaculata, it was crazy in there. And then we needed the crowd. I give a shout out to Carlos, because every given night, every game, he's pounding, he's banging with the cheerleaders, doing stops. And then just all my friends and everybody that's in the crowd, it's lit in there to realize that they're rooting for us, that they want us to win, that they're all for us. So this is great.
Yeah, the school spirit's strong.
Yeah.
So.
But your new favorite memory will be bringing back a championship.
Of course.
So, KJ, I don't know if you watched some of the previous episodes, but we play a fun little game called Time 10. And I will be asking you 10 questions, and you have to get them in a minute. And if you do, Valentine's Day is coming up, KJ, and our lovely intern who got you this interview will swipe you into the cap for free. So,
nice little date there.
Nice little date night with Mike.
I bet. Yeah, Mike.
All right, so timer on.
Okay.
Ready?
Maybe.
It'll be fine. It'll be fun.
All right,
Ready?
right.
Were you a Disney or Nickelodeon kid?
Nickelodeon.
Favorite character from Nickelodeon?
Keenan Kel.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Would you rather go to the beach or the mountains?
I say mountains. Weird. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I really don't like the beach like that.
Okay.
Who's your celebrity crush?
My Zendaya.
That's a nice one.
Thank you.
If you could be an expert at one thing, what would it be?
How to make money in 1 second.
Don't we all? Favorite TV show or movie?
Favorite TV show is A Different World.
Mm-hmm. One interesting or cool fact other than you playing basketball?
I have my own clothing company called
Wow.
CY
That's
Soon.
wow.
Yeah.
Sweatshirt, it's dope.
Thank
I like
you.
it.
What is your Super Bowl prediction?
Bengals. I love Joe.
Man.
I love Joe. Bengals, man. Gotta get it.
And what's your favorite dessert?
Mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Oh, yes.
That is a good one. Leaving it on a good note.
Yup.
And that
That is phenomenal.
he wins a swipe into the calf because he
Yeah,
did stellar.
Mike.
So, Mike, you're hooking that up.
Yep.
But thank you so much, KJ.
Thank y'all
This
for
was a
having
pleasure.
me.
We wish you all the best. Keep
Thank
killing
you.
it on the
Yes.
court.
We will be
And
watching.
Yes, and we hope for a very successful
Thank
rest
you.
of the season for the basketball team. And we thank you for another great week of the Sports Shift. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week.